Hey guys, thanks so much for stopping past and checking out our content. Just so you guys know, this is where we drop the content first. So if you want to know when we're dropping the content, hit the subscribe button and see it first. Cool, let's get into it. Hey guys, we've had a unique question about can our floor tiles handle methanol? So you can't buy methanol from Bunnings. Funny that, it's race fuel. So I went and popped into Jeff Kendrick, Automotive, who has a sprint car team, and said, could I have a litre? He gave me 5. Now you have to take my word for it that this is 5 litres of methanol. But I wanted to do a test on our tiles because for those who are in the racing industry, this is what you deal with. So I'm going to leave this little guy in it for about 24 hours. Let him soak away. See, you know, if it's still the same shape or whether it's, because it's very corrosive. Like apparently if you leave it on aluminium, it'll strip it and turn it white in about 2 minutes. It's very, very corrosive. So I thought, well, let's not waste an entire tile. Let's use a little bit of an offcut and see what happens. So I'm going to dump that in there and we'll have the bottom and the top to then sort of compare with. And then I'm going to sprinkle a bit, not with my fingers, but I'm going to sprinkle a bit on the tiles for about a week just to see what happens and not wipe them up. I've got one over there I've spilled some oil on, so we might just tee that up to have some oil and some of this and just see what happens. But yeah, let's see what happens with the result. So yeah, no touching any blue today. Let's just see. Oh, am I going to be able to get it in there? It's not skinny enough. Just cut all the loops off, except the one on the top. All right. So let's see what happens with that. It is now nearly 12 o'clock Perth time, so we'll come back tomorrow and see what happens. Cool. Alrighty guys, so it's been 24 hours and I've left this exactly where it is, but I just want to pull it out and just see, you know, if it's done anything to it. Let me just grab a drop box. And people tell me always that I should be a little bit more on health and safety. So, you know, no gloves, no mask, but, you know. Right. So that's dripping off. Just still feels pretty rigid, like in terms of the plastic doesn't look like it's gonna bend any more than normal. It's still sitting pretty flat, still showing the colour. Anyway, we might leave it over the weekend, see if, like with aluminium, when you clean it with it, apparently it turns white after a couple of minutes. So I might just let it sit here over the weekend and see if it changes its colour or makes it any more brittle or anything like that. But yeah, so far so good. All right, we're back for day 3. I've put on some gloves. I did get these out of a heavy duty box. I don't think they're going to be heavy duty, but just in case, I just want to protect myself. So this piece here, which I'm well and truly firmly jammed up into the corner here, is the one that we pulled out of there. This is another piece that I've grabbed, which is about the same sort of size. It's still got the pegs on it, whereas this one we did cut those pegs off. Doesn't seem to be any colour difference between those, but I just want to see if this is a little bit more like if you come in here and have a bit of a look, there is a little bit of deterioration on the corners, on the edges. I don't know if that's something to do with a pattern or, can you see that? Like, see how that's there? So I don't know, this doesn't seem to be any more brittle than say this. So maybe I'll just check the edges of the tiles. So this is a blue one. Let me go check another tile. Must be actually something on the tile because there's one that's just been pulled straight out of the box. So nothing to do with the chemical. Go back over there. But I would say that that has safely passed the test because, you know, like you've got 2 pieces there that are exactly the same. that sat in that for 24 hours. You know, that is still, we haven't washed that off. You know, like it is what it is. And even though this piece is metallic, so this is metallic, I thought that it might actually deteriorate it a bit more because it has got some metallic properties into it. So yeah, I can safely say that I think we're going to warrant it against methanol. Right guys, so we tested this, these two little areas, these two little bits out on the methanol a little while ago. We were over there and moved them over here. I left them on the boxes because I didn't know what was going to happen to them. Now this one here is the one that we left in there for 24 hours. And then this one here is just another bit out of the box. So I've cut the loops off because there's a loop on there. So we know that's exactly the one because it wouldn't quite fit in the bottle that's down there. But someone said to me that this could make it go brittle over time. So I've left it about 6 weeks now. We can test out what that timing is by the actual other videos. But I just wanted to whack them with a hammer and see what happens because it's, you know, it's looking all pretty much the same. You know, not much has changed with it, and it's certainly not snapping, you know, which I thought that it might do. So let's whack it with a hammer and see if it shatters. All right, so this is the normal one. So if I just give that a whack. Okay, so you can see that there's a bit of damage under there, but like nothing's actually happened to it. So if it's about the same for this one, then, you know, we're hoping that that's a good thing. So let's do that. So if we compare them side by side, basically hitting the same place, exactly the same thing has happened. In fact, the one that's been in the methanol, I reckon I hit that harder, but it doesn't look like it's damaged anywhere near as much. Anyway, look, it's not gone brittle. It's certainly not shattered. And I could comfortably say that your race fuel will be totally fine if you spill it on here. I'd be happy and interested to hear your thoughts on it. Give us a call or shoot your questions below and we can go from there for you. Cheers, guys.